Hello everybody, Natsu Tanaka here, and welcome to my guide to JOJO'S Bizarre Adventure Golden Spirit. Now, this game is finally released, and if you saw recently, I posted a video about my day one experience on the beta, and we just look over here, I'm still on the top. But what I'm here to talk about is actually for new players that are going to be coming into the game, and they're, like me when the beta released, are most likely going to be overloaded by just the sheer amount of content. Now, the first and most important thing of all is going to be your player level. Now, this straight up dictates what you can and cannot do within the game at any given time. And as you can see, they're doing something almost exactly like the beta did. They are level locking the entire player base just due to the fact that they want to be able to control who is what level, who can access what content. The most important thing is to be following these missions that you have here. They always want you to be playing the main story, upgrading your characters, recruiting more characters, crafting badges, completing the different game modes, for example, Breakout Operation, and bloody battles here, world battle, or world boss battle. They always want you to be constantly exploring just about every facet that this game has to offer. And once you max out this XP meter, you can go to the next level, at least until today, which is day 3. The max level for today is going to be 10. I'm assuming in about 11 hours when the next level releases, it's going to be 11 and 12. And let me just tell you, day 4 is going to be insane. Now, most importantly is going to be the main story. Now, obviously, you're going to have to start out with Chapter 1 of the game's story when it initially, boots you into the game. But it is very important to do these story missions, and most important, to actually get as many stars as possible. Basically, the moment you are able to. You're always wanting to be on top of the story, because it's always going to give you the materials. Now, most people don't really think about this. I'm actually something of a whale right now, so I'm paying attention to these upgrade materials. Now, you need these different crystals and essence to actually get your character upgrade, and then they also have their ability. Now, as you can see, I've actually completely ran out of these upgrade currencies, and so I'm currently struggling to get the rest of my roster here to where it should be, right? And so, as I was saying, the most important is to be doing the story, because the story gives you a lot of these very basic rewards, and not to mention a lot of the summoning materials that you're going to be needing if you're wanting all of these new characters. Now, speaking of these new characters, you're going to want to pay attention to this very basic banner, due to the fact that it has the entire SSR character pool, and there are a lot of really good characters on this banner, even if you're looking at just the SR list. In fact, the 2 million campaign reward, Joseph, is actually quite impressive. Not only does he have a very strong crowd control tool, but he actually forcefully displaces the enemy team. And there's just so many of these different abilities that are seemingly innocent that can become entirely broken in the right situations. But as you can see, they all have these different skills. And then, not to mention that, but their types also have their own different abilities. And so you always just want to be paying attention to what class they are and what abilities they really have. So as you can see, Prosciutto, and his ultimate over here is a 5-second long damage dealer that does 140% of his attack to the entire field, and has a 60% chance to inflict 1 stack of this debuff right here, Senility. And this debuff right here reduces attack and defense by 3% for 30 seconds, and it can stack up to 10 times. And you know what that means? It means that for a potential 30 seconds, somebody will have an upwards of attack and defense by 30% reduced. And he's doing this every half a second. And if you just look through their different abilities, I'm sure you can find some different synergies. Now, of course, team synergy is very important, but obviously, let's get back to just basic stats. As you can see here, this is a character's power level, so to speak, and what makes this up are going to be these 4 categories. As of right now, we don't actually have the 4th ability. We don't actually have the unlock for this 4th section here. However, I do still have footage of it that I'm probably going to put on screen now. And for this section right here is going to be the dramatic scenes. And what you do here is you assemble these different cards, and you can see here that they have all these different effects. They have base attributes that they'll give you. They have an extra attribute that is percentage. And then they also can be given in sets, which have their own little passive skills, as you can see here. Now, of course, there are different cards here that are going to be doing different things. And it's another one of those mix and match situations where you have to really decide on what characters are going to get what cards. Now, also, there's this quick equip button, which, as you can see, just ended up giving me whatever it thought was going to be the best card. And I'm not going to say it's bad, but I would say if you're in the late game, you're absolutely going to be wanting to handpick these cards manually. Badges, again, are going to be base attributes, and then also come along with skill if you assemble them in a set. And for this Anubis one, it's going to give me Frenzy. And since I have 4 of them, what it does here is if it's equipped to a melee character, a successful basic attack will grant 1 stack of 3.2% attack speed for 3 seconds up to 4 times. Now, we also have this first page here that I went over very briefly, where it has all these character skills. And if you go into this menu here, you'll see that it not only has the basic level upgrade, where it has these materials that I was talking about, as well as the star system. Now, if you look down here, you also have the star up ability section. And what an ability is for any given character is going to be their power system within the anime. So that can be spin, Hamon, in this case it's Jotaro's stand, it can be vampirism, and what it is here is just another copy system where you have to get multiple copies of the character, and it'll give you, in this case, these puzzle pieces. And right here, it'll give you basically the same amount to upgrade these abilities down the line as you go. And then we have this section right here that is going to be a combination of both of them. If you star up your character a lot, if you star up your ability a lot, you can then spend another currency to upgrade them as long as you have both of them working. So as you can see, you have the basic level upgrade system, you have the star up system, both of them, and then you have the ability boost system, which is very dependent on having your star up very high. Then once again, dramatic scenes, badges, and that 4th thing that I'll have on screen. So now, we have the Hall of Trials here, which is going to make up the bulk of the game when you're not doing your story. In the Extreme Trial mode, as you pit it off against one enemy, which allows you to claim a lot of these dramatic scenes that I was just showing. And how you get these rewards is right here. As you can see, there's a timer counting down, and for every single time that timer goes to 0, it's going to give me another free attempt to claim these rewards. And as you can see, the higher ranking you get, the better chance you have at getting better cards. So let's spend a key right here, and as you can see, we got a very good card. That's how you get dramatic scenes. But how do you get some of the other basic upgrades? Now, as you can see here, is going to be the interview trial. This one is unlocked very early. It's going to give you a lot of these Astro Gems. It's going to give you a lot of the Courage Crystals, which you need to upgrade your characters, a lot of coins, and a lot of Courage Assets. Now, this is one of those events that's going to practically infinitely increase in difficulty, and you can get a lot of different things from just having your trial level just high enough. As you can see right here, you have daily rewards for just checking in. Now, another one here that you unlock pretty early is gonna be the Speedwagon Foundation request. And what you're gonna do is you send out a lot of your characters, and upon them coming back, you're going to earn a lot of rewards, and it actually has its own investigation level system. Now, as you can see, I got some pretty decent stuff here. These memory shards specifically are going to be very important for this collection system that I have not talked about. And then you're just going to end up sending them all back out. Now, if you click this edit all, it's going to give you the very best team you can have, which is good. So send them out. You come back in, it looks like 7-8 hours. And as you can see here, you're just going to keep repeating it. It is just a AFK machine. And what it results in you getting these items that can result in you searching for what is called collectible. And as you can see here, I'm assembling puzzle pieces for them. But you also have a lot of rarer materials that can result in much better collectibles, right? You can see here, some of them have really good passive effects, but that's going to be very, very detailed things that I just don't think we should be getting into right now. Another thing the Speedwagon investigation has is going to be these sudden events. And these sudden events will give you these battle medals, and assembling 10 battle medals will unlock this chest here, which just gives you a lot of great collectible related rewards, as well as these Astro Gems. And so moving on, we have Bloody Battle. Now, Bloody Battle currently has its difficulty tied to, once again, just waiting for the next day. They're trying to limit the amount of content you can have, so you're not just blitzing through it as fast as possible. And as you can see here, you have this little progress bar up top where you're not only going to be gaining levels as you defeat all these enemies, but you're also going to be unlocking these passive skills. And so let's say I click this one, it's going to give my basic attack 80% more damage. And as you can see, as I'm defeating each wave of enemy, I'm not only leveling up, but I'm also filling up this bar further. And what you want to do is just get to the end, because as you can see, every single wave is going to further that bar. And now moving on to the world boss, it's basically just a raid system where you're going to be wanting to get your highest score possible in order to be gaining these here rewards. Now, they also have this own separate currency called the challenge coin. And what the challenge coin is going to be doing is giving you access to a lot of the stuff here in the shop. Now, as you can see, a lot of the stuff here, if not all of it, is going to be badge related. So it's just another way to upgrade your characters and unlock these different types of passives that these badges have. This next one here is very complicated, I would say. Uncharted Journey, in which you can either take on a lot of battles, or like this one here, you can do a lot of exploration. And what it does is it puts you on this board, and you're able to explore through a lot of this board here. There are a lot of different icons. I could explain all of them. I'm not going to. The game has its own thing right here. But what you're doing is you have these different shops and places that you can get your upgrades. And you have these prisoners here that will block you. You have heals. You have more blocks right here. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get to the next exploration phase while getting as powerful as possible. Now, as you can see, I'm just speeding through. I'm not really paying attention. You assemble money and health, and then you can buy or upgrade things. And you're going to be going until you can face off against this enemy at the very end, which will allow you to gather this intel, as you can see right here, the clues, which if you assemble fully, you can get all of these rewards for just simply fighting this enemy here. The next one here is going to be the Extreme Trial. However, it is team-based. So what you're going to be doing is fighting against actually 2 bosses. And as you can see here, they're each level scaled as well, where you're going to have to assemble a team of players. Now, you can do just random recruits as well, as you can see. Now, I'm not going to be doing that right now. It's literally just Extreme Trial, but with a teammate. Now, the max amount of characters you're going to be able to place on a field is 3, which is why you actually want your characters to all be around the same level. Now here, this tab here, you have a guild. Now what you can do is you can scroll around and join these different guilds. They can have different requirements, like level 6, for example here. Some of them have no requirements, some of them you can join instantly, some of them you need to be invited, or even accepted upon attempting to join. Now what you have here is these different missions that earn activity, and what you want to do is have all of your players in the guild to complete a lot of these missions, get a lot of the activity, which lets you claim a lot more rewards. Now these rewards are not useless. If I go over here to training, you can see I've gotten some training vouchers, and right here we have this defense type maxed out, and what it's giving me is an upwards of 5,000 HP, 150 defense, 140 attack, and that's going to go to every single tank I have. Now right here, it's the same for the assault type. However, I've actually leveled up this section here with these combat recordings. That's giving me debuff proficiency, and it's just another really good, really simple base stat upgrade. Now we also have the store, which after, participating in the guild, you're going to receive these contribution coins. You can buy a lot of the different materials. For example, more training vouchers, if I were wanting to do so. Now, of course, you gotta have another section here for what is the guild boss. And what you do is you assemble a team of your different guild members. Now, obviously, you're gonna try to be the highest damage dealer in the guild. And as you can see, I've actually fallen behind here a little bit. So let's just run through it one time. So let's say I assemble my team here. I have all 5 characters on the board. I'm going to want to put, obviously, my defense type at the very start. She is going to be blocking all of the attacks. This here is the agility type, and he is going to be practically rushing the backlines as soon as the battle starts. This guy here, as well as Jotaro, is going to be assault type, which I prefer, because, as I mentioned before, the Grateful Dead is pretty good at debuffing. Jotaro just happens to be the best card in the game, and assuming you have at least 3 classes, you're going to be able to do the rush, which it will show you in the tutorial. So let's go into combat right now. So I'm going to slow it down here. As you can see, there are ranged types and melee types. A lot of my team is going to be melee type. You can see I have on auto mode, so all of my characters are just going to be using their ults practically as soon as possible. Now we're all wailing on this character right here, and it is unfortunate that you can't change targets manually in the game. Once you're in battle, the most control you have is whether or not you're going to be using the different character abilities. You can actually change the camera here to basically get in the thick of the combat, which I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say helps practically no one. But yeah, they have this handy little tab here that's going to be helping you keep track of the stats of what characters are doing what. Now obviously, my defense type is not going to be doing a whole lot of damage. That one is pretty obvious. But you can actually see just how powerful your characters really are in battle here. And it's very important to be checking these stats. Alright, now this is going to be a big one. You're going to have to sit down for this. Right here is going to be the mall tab. And as you can see, there are endless, and I do mean endless amounts of microtransactions that you are going to be provided with and able to purchase at any given time. You are going to want to scroll through this regularly during the day, even if you are not meaning to spend any money here, because as you can see here, they do have quite a lot of free rewards that are sprinkled throughout these menus. For example, visiting this website here, you're going to be able to claim some free rewards. And right here, we have a lot of these completion rewards for getting past the story mode. Right here, I believe, is going to be another login. There's actually, I would argue, too many different places to claim your different login rewards, as well as rewards from just doing all these different missions. There are almost an endless amount, I would argue. There's so many different passes. I would argue there is an overwhelming amount of different places to claim all of these rewards that you can potentially earn during this early section of the game. But I have no doubt that all of you are smart cookies, and with a little bit of time, you'll start navigating through this like it's the back of your hand. Now here is actually pretty important. We have these 2 events currently going on right now. this is the free-for-all section where you can actually earn these little tickets right here, which will give you access to the store. But most importantly is gonna be this very strange, like Mario Party-esque game mode that it's giving you access to. Now, I'm not going to explain how it works. It is basically Mario Party. You have a lot of these missions here that are going to give you access to these different rewards. There is also another event here, which is assumedly going to be for whichever premium character is out at the time. For example, right now is going to be Jotaro Kujo, and it has just about 3 different modes that you can play through. Here's the story mode, which you basically just watch a bunch of cutscenes and earn some rewards for it. The challenge mode here, you're going to be fighting through these different waves of enemies, earning these rewards. These 2 here are going to be event specific. There's one that's going to unlock actually tomorrow as of recording, the Mist Skirmish right here. And this one's very weird. Look at this. This one where you have to actually tap the side of the enemy so that you can... Oh, that's weird. It didn't function there. You have to tap what side the enemy is on so Star Platinum can fight them. And I don't even know what to call this mode. I really don't have any words for it. But as you can see, there's just a near endless amount of game modes for this. And it always culminates in allowing you to go to the store and buy whatever you so desire. Most of the time, in fact, here, it's specifically relating to gallery upgrades and collectibles. Now, I didn't go over Double Clash over here because it's only going to be unlockable once the Chapter 8 of the story mode is available, which is more than likely going to be tomorrow or the day after. But if you are wondering, that is going to be for this 4th section right here on the character upgrade screen. Now, I don't think I need to explain what this little arena mode is. As you can see, there's going to be a ranked match that's going to be coming out in about 5 days from now. But there's also this arena mode where you can set up your defensive lineup. And this is actually where you are going to go in to the said mode. You're going to look at these different players that have their own team set up. And you're going to go in and actually fight them. You are going to fight them head on. You assemble your own little team to go up against of whatever defensive lineup this player specifically has. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this looks like some absolute booty cheeks, so let's just run it through. As you can see, we won pretty heavy-handedly there. And what it does, it's going to up your ranking right here, and also going to give you more tokens for, once again, another shop that resides in this game mode. And as you can see, what you're going to want to do is actually get your rank as high as possible, because guess what that does? It allows you to, once again, claim more missions. Right here, you can see there are season and daily rewards. It really is just a whole thing. But anyway, that's going to be about it for today. If you do have any questions for me, then I would highly encourage you to either leave it in the comments down below, or join the Discord and actually just at me in there. I assure you, if I'm not at work, I will be on the case, alright? I would love to build up a small community for this game. But yeah, that's the long and not so short of it for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Spirit. Aside from a lot of different minutia that comes with just, you know, basic team setup and how you place your characters on any given board or whatever levels and clear conditions they have, that's really gonna be about it. I might make a combat guide if this video gets enough support, so just let me know if you want to see that. But yeah, with all that being said, make sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch. If I get 1,000 follows on Twitch, I'm going to do a literal week-long tier list of over 750 Five Nights at Freddy's songs. I do stream just about 4 times per week, and with all that being said, lots of love to all of you, and of course, as always, have a day